spend every single waking minute of the day thinking about all the mistakes I made in my first draft. 18 days have passed since I finished the first draft of my manuscript, and I've been doing some things. For those who don't know, the general consensus is after you finish the first draft of your book, you actually take a break from the manuscript for 2 to 3-ish months is what I've seen, even longer for some other authors like Stephen King, but I'm not a professional author yet, so we will not be doing that. I honestly don't know how long I'll be on this break for, but the whole point of it is to distance yourself and come back to see it from an objective view and be able to actually take critique from a work that you don't hold close to your heart like I currently do. So for anyone who is currently on the break or is planning to take a break at some point in time, maybe here are some things that you might want to do. So the first thing I've been doing is reading. This may seem mundane and trivial, however, in the year of 2024, I read one singular book. I'm a self-proclaimed reader, literally a writer, and so I decided to pull up my pants this year and read a little more. I've been doing just that, so in the span of 18 days, I've read 1.6 books, and I'm giving myself a 0.6 because I'm 60% through my second book. And the first one I read, I decided to go back to the basics, aka physical copies of books. I would recommend it for anyone who is in a slump or reading isn't that interesting for you anymore. Physical book, okay? This was a beautiful book. Sweet Bean Paste, international bestseller for a reason. It destroyed me because I did not read the synopsis, okay? I destroyed myself because I was too lazy to look into the book. But if you're looking for something that has a good blend of heartwarming and heartbreaking, this is the one for you. I thought I was getting into something about pancakes and love and peace, and while it does have those elements, it also talks about deeper themes. So if you like something that's a little cozy, something that is a good read after a long or hard day, it's quite simple, like it brings simplicity of life into it, which I quite enjoy. So if you like that and crying here and there, I would recommend this book. The second book I'm reading is called We'll Prescribe You a Cat. This one I don't have a physical copy of, but it's basically about a clinic that you go to that prescribes you cats. The second thing is I've been doing a lot of research on all things books, publishing, editing, querying, brainstorming, world building. There's been a lot. I literally spend every moment that I have free dedicating myself to learning this craft because I have taken no official course. Well, I'm taking a comics book course right now, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But other than that, I've just been everywhere on the internet, like Reddit, Google, writing threads, and YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that jazz. I have learned so much in the span of 18 days, and I kind of regret it because I wish I did this earlier. So if you're a writer and if you have yet to write that first book, do your research, okay? I did research, don't get me wrong, but I definitely did not do enough, especially because I'm a new writer and I don't know what's going on. So that's on me. When I go back, I think that's why I say the draft that I'm keeping on the back burn right now is a 0 draft more than a first draft, which I'm okay with, kind of. Well, I definitely was not okay with that a week ago, but I'm okay with it now because I understand that the writing journey is long and it's a marathon, and I definitely want to put out a book that is good and something that people want to read. So I will put in the work to get to an actual first draft. I'd also definitely recommend looking into querying earlier because the process, oh my goodness, it's terribly long and terribly difficult, and I'm nervous to do it, but I'm also excited to get to the point where I can actually query my book, so we'll save all that information for later. The third thing I'm doing is I started brainstorming the second book of this series. I want to make it a series, and all the books are supposed to blend together. So while I'm still thinking about the characters of my first draft, the guest that comes to the bathhouse is new, and it's absolutely a breath of fresh air because my new guest is very, like, starkly different from my first guest, and it's nice to be able to see how that blends into the story and the book and how they interact with other characters. So I'm really actually enjoying this brainstorming process. I enjoy brainstorming much more than I do writing anyways, so I'm not complaining. The fourth thing I've been doing is a lot, like so much reflection. That's the word. I've been reflecting a lot, okay? When you write that first draft, or when you write anything at all, you learn so much from the process, and there are so many lessons that I can take away from my writing journey, and I was gonna put it in this video as well, but I don't think I can because my storage is very low, so maybe in another. But in a nutshell, things I learned off the top of my head: writing incredibly hard, like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, every single thing hard. It is so hard to sit down and write and produce in words the image and vision you have in your head. It's hard. It's so hard. The second thing is do your research, obviously. Keep brainstorming to a minimum, like brainstorm just enough. Don't be a perfectionist. Do not be a perfectionist. You will never get that first draft done if you are a perfectionist. Coming from myself, a professional perfectionist. What other things did I think about? Have a great support group. Have people who cheer you on, who enjoy listening to you write, but also be your own cheerleader, okay? Because you need to believe in whatever the heck you're writing to actually get that done, because at the end of the day, it's just you and the laptop or whatever you're using to write. So be your own cheerleader. It's so important. I had a list, but I can't really remember where I put that. Writing is a marathon, okay? It is not a sprint. From completing that first draft, and the first draft is the hardest draft apparently. I wouldn't know, but the first draft, then all your other drafts, you have to read your work, you have to do developmental edits, you have to do line by line edits, scene edits, you need to do like freaking proofreading, and then after that you make a query letter, then you query to all these agents, and then after you query to agents you might get a callback, and then you actually have to market it to the publishing houses, and then after that the list literally goes on, okay? So it is not a marathon. No, it is a marathon. It's late. I had a better list and it was more eloquently written, but we're gonna have to make do because I lost that list. But I'm definitely enjoying like this break for now because writing is, like I mentioned, hard, so it's nice to breathe a little. I'm not to say that it was not fun. It was enjoyable. I'm just saying it was a tad hard, as all things are. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back with some cooler updates and funner updates on my book in the next video, but until then, I'll see you later.